The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. And good evening, everyone. Welcome to McStabber Studios, Kansas City, Domain Divided. I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I am Mama McStabber, and tonight I am playing Dr. Katarina Rakosi of Clan Zamitsi.
I am Jen of Thieves, and I am playing Sunday Booth of the Hakata.
Hello, I'm House. I play Bo Solomon, Clan Toreador.
Hi, I'm Mischievous Red, and I'm playing Gwen Schultz of the Ministry.
Hi, I'm Judy Varnesh, and I am playing Athena, the Storm Ziegler, Philodox, Tribe Glasswalker.
I'm sorry for the delay getting started, everybody. We were trying to use vMix, and vMix decided, we're not connecting to Twitch. So the first time we tried to use it, and we'll figure it out before the next stream. It's okay. So when we were with everybody last week, well, it was the week they went after the spider. The Nosferatu head of the Sabbat, out of respect for our guest player there, because I want to get you going. They went down into, well, the labyrinth, and there was some weird shit going on where each of them had to face somebody from their past that was playing emotional games with them, but at the same time, in some cases, was teaching them something too. Maybe about themselves, maybe about somebody else, who knows? I don't think anyone made it out of that with the same feelings they went into it, for sure. And then came the fight against the Sabbat Archbishop Nosferatu down there and his pet gators. And it didn't end well for him, because not only did you have Kat and Sunday and Bo down there, you also had Rorik Rakosi. And, well, during the fight, he took the place of Rashad by going straight to max hunger. Bo demonstrated that alligators versus shotguns, it's not a fair fight. And the Nosferatu gave a good example in what happens when you're fighting 4-on-1 afterwards. It didn't end well. And Gwen, during all this, her and Rashad were making sure that the Sabbat, what's left of them, was distracted by being Becky. Now, I'm sure by now Gwen is no longer looking like Becky. But as we open up tonight, the coterie is gathering at a place called the Chicken and Pickle to meet with Athena because, well, this coterie got some new news that might need to be shared with the local glasswalkers. And I'm actually going to turn it right over to the players as they've arrived. Is Athena already there, or is she coming still?
She's there and she's ordered food already.
Okay. Well, I turn it over to the players. If anyone wants to describe the place, they can, because these players have spent time researching this place more than I have.
Well, so the Chicken and Pickle is technically in the Missouri side of Kansas City. It's actually in North Kansas City. And it is a restaurant that actually serves like clean food, but they also have like lawn games and pickleball and ping pong and like giant Jenga and all kinds of shit there. So it's really cool. I have posted a link in the Discord chat for the game.
I turn it over to you all as you arrive as a group. You kind of had to take separate vehicles, but because Gwen had to bring her own. But now you've arrived and have fun.
We're going where?
We're here. Chicken and Pickle. I looked it up. It looks actually like a really decent restaurant, and there's like really cool games you can play here.
Yippee.
Think we could all do with some games, right?
Like they have pickleball and cornhole and ping pong, and there's a giant Jenga. Have you ever played Jenga?
No.
No.
It's a lot of fun.
No.
You don't want the tower to fall, but you have to remove pieces from it and place them on top.
And that's a game?
Yeah.
Kat, I mean this kindly. I've never seen you get so excited about something as lawn games.
You're very excited.
Look.
It's okay to be excited.
Yeah.
No, I'm
saying
not.
it's
Yeah, well, I know I sound like I'm judging, but I'm more confused than judging.
What? That I like having fun sometimes?
Yes.
No, we know. No. We know Kat likes having fun. It's this kind of fun.
Oh, that I
Right.
can have some wholesome fun?
Yes, I didn't expect wholesome fun, I'll be honest.
Please, I had kids, you know. We played games. Come on, let's go
Not
in.
all kids
Athena's
play games.
mine did. It helps with creativity and you know, learning different thoughts. So,
I'm sure.
yeah. Well, Athena, I'm sure, is already waiting for us. Let's go in.
Oh, yeah, it's a Friday night. The place is busy.
Mm-hmm.
Last thing I'm going to say is if you don't win at Jenga, you're not going to be my surgeon ever again.
And she looks at him
Forever.
and says, I always win at Jenga.
That sounds like a challenge.
And Kat will walk up to the hostess and state that they are here to meet with Athena Ziegler.
And hostess looks you over. She's in the back corner.
Okay. And so we will head that
Thank you
way.
very much.
She's so busy, she don't even have time to take you back there because, I mean, it's a Friday night.
Yeah. And as we approach the table, Kat will smile and say, hello, Athena.
Hello. I hope you don't mind if I reordered.
That's fine. Thank you.
And there's food already on the plate on the table.
And Kat will sit down. And says, I know you met Gwen before. This is Bo Solomon, and this is
Pleasure.
Sunday Booth. And
Hello.
this is Athena Ziegler.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you all doing?
We're all right. It's nice to meet you.
Pleasure. I take it the others aren't joining.
No, Callum had to go back to Chicago,
Pity.
and Rashad is busy doing some research tonight.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
So please, I'm sure you all can enjoy. Yes?
I can.
Yeah, thank you. That was really nice of you.
It's their samplers of wings. I believe there's queso sauce coming, hot peppers, and a whole bunch of other I do not understand fried pickles. I still will never understand that.
I knew we'd get along.
Fair. So how have you all been doing?
Fairly well. Old man
Do
Nelson is
tell.
no more.
Jan makes a sign for a spinner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good news. It's about time.
And from what I understand, his whole faction is just about gutted.
And here I was hoping for more cannon fodder to play with.
I'm sure you'll find more. You're a fairly intelligent woman.
There's always
Ew.
folk making trouble.
Oh. You don't know the half of it.
Probably not.
There's some problems with, shall we say, the Missouri side of things still.
How so?
Well, from what I'm understanding, the Umbra is corrupted. Worst thing is that the spirits are not exactly helping us anymore. For those that do not know, I happen to be from a tribe known as the Glasswalkers. Technology's my game.
Pardon my ignorance when you say not helping because they're refusing, they're not able. Unsure?
They're more of like partners or friends with us.
Right.
But when
Right.
in the middle of working with us, they kind of skip off and pretend we are not even there anymore and forget us. It's rather odd.
Is it
Sounds kind of
happening
rude.
reoccurring, or is it once and then they're gone forever?
Oh no,
For you.
they're ignoring us now. They're getting to the point where they're either forgetting to pick up the phone or they're forgetting we're even existing and not even doing what we need. Hence why we're not meeting where I would like to be.
I guess I'll rephrase my question.
Mhm.
I know a spirit can't be kidnapped, but I'm going to use that for lack of a better phrase. Is it like they're being kidnapped and taken, or just there
Maybe
and
lured.
ignoring you?
You know what? I'm going to come out and say something I've never thought I'd ever say. It's kind of like they have Alzheimer's and dementia. They forget completely, and that is not known. For you, Gwen, to turn around and completely forget it. All of these people existed, and yet you go off toddling off to doing something else and then ignoring their calls. That would be unseemly, correct?
Yes.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Their memories are based on their energy levels, correct?
I'm not quite sure how that works. I'm not a theurge. I'm a philodox. So unfortunately, my understanding of how things work is simplistic at best. I could tell you the inner runs of the internet faster than I could tell you about how to summon a spirit.
I have more information, but I don't know if we're the best minds to talk about it. We probably need a theurge from your side and Rashad. Well, I guess Sunday, you don't
Oh.
seem to know as much about it as Rashad, but
I know a little bit, but he is way smarter about that than I am.
Ms. Athena,
You can call me Athena.
Athena, my pardon.
No problem.
Do you have anything on you that is maybe particularly or used to be particularly resonant with these spirits that you wouldn't mind me handling briefly?
She'll hand over a burner phone that does have on the back of it, etched in gold, a cockroach.
Okay,
I'd like to use spirit touch on this.
go ahead.
While he's doing that,
I guess I will ask confirm permission. I'm going to use an ability of mine. Do I have permission to do so?
interesting. Question for you. Since you're tribe is into the technology, which makes sense. You're one of the city dwelling tribes. Do you use that in combination with the spirits to augment yourselves?
We don't augment per se. We use it to augment technology to us.
Oh.
Why would I augment myself?
Not saying you necessarily would, but others are trying to do it.
Others have done it.
Or no, they're trying to. The last I heard.
I'm
Unless you've heard
sorry.
something new, and she looks to Gwen.
I mean, the hand.
Oh, no. That's not the hand is on a thin blood. That's not on a werewolf.
Oh, I just meant they've used it, period.
Yeah, but no.
Not necessarily on a werewolf. No,
Yeah, the
don't know about that.
technocracy is trying to augment werewolves with tech. Through the Second Inquisition.
I do think they're the ones who are also causing the forgetfulness.
Pardon me for a moment. I'm trying not to freak out and get angry.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, super thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to play games to vent some physical tension?
No, I'll hack later.
Cat grabs a rib and starts eating.
I rolled 7 on that Spirit's Touch.
Yep, I'm typing you out something so that I don't break the scene.
Okay. Cool.
But for the memory thing, Athena, just so you have fully what I know,
Mhm.
my sources say that they've managed to find a way to use spirits as batteries.
Oh, that's horrible.
And if their energy is being drained, and I imagine with the way they are, they're focused on memories, emotion. If some of it's being taken, I'm sure memory kind of goes with that.
Because we were wondering, it wasn't Pentex at all. Never have we seen anything like this before. At least that's what our theurges were saying. And the Weaver spirits that we were dealing with were unreliable. And that's unheard of.
Yeah, the Second Inquisition is basically the playthings of the technocracy in this city. The one running the Second Inquisition here, Grant Solomon, has been augmented. He's a thin blood, which is one of our kind that is so far removed from the source that they're barely like us at all.
So, wait, we discussed this earlier. Thin bloods were dyed vampires.
Basically, yes.
Got it.
Yeah. He now has basically cybernetics, I think is the best way to describe it. Such as a hand that can shock.
Shock. As in sending
Like a taser.
Yeah.
Oh, so he became the Joker. How nice.
Yeah, it's cute, isn't it?
They've also found ways to modify seemingly human, I don't know what they were, into more than what they were previously.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all based on technology, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
It was a source of power.
As Bo kind of comes to, he looks a little lethargic. That was very strange. I mean, I haven't used this ability that much, but this was unlike any of the other times. Something is off.
That's not good.
Felt confusion, anger, a similar lethargy from like the spiritual resonance from this. It was violating, dirty even, and not the good kind. It
Dina
felt
will go on. Sorry.
it felt like I was reaching through this oily, viscous liquid, if that makes any sort of sense. And it like coated my brain.
Sounds
It makes
like
me want to wander, kind of like what you were describing the spirits doing. So something has happened.
well, it definitely sounds like worm taint, but not any worm taint I've heard of. And she'll slide the red pepper hummus over to Bo to try and clear his mind.
And now he'll give the device, the phone back.
Now that
She'll
you're not
take it.
spearing, touching it, it is fading, that feeling.
This isn't good at all. They're augmenting us as well.
Or trying to. So far from what I've heard, they've not been successful. I figured if that was even possible, likely with your people, it would require the cooperation of your spirits. And they are not utilizing that.
No, they're making us weaker so we can't utilize it.
I don't
That
think
makes sense.
I'm not 100% sure they're having a specific plan rather than trying a bunch of things and seeing what works.
Oh, they're making spaghetti. When you make spaghetti, you throw the noodles on the wall, see what sticks.
I get it. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to think through if it
You're
could
fine.
be anything else.
No, but while they're throwing the noodles on the wall, they're throwing the right noodles.
Sometimes, anyway.
All I know is there's a lot of things going on and they're all wrong.
That seems about right then.
I mean, from what I heard from some Shadow Lords, some BSDs went hunting for that abomination. None of them came back.
None.
None.
That thing was huge.
Did they
How
find?
huge? Did you see it?
Yeah. Sure did.
Without reliving the trauma, could you relay that to me?
Just like answering your how big question, or did you have a different one?
How big is pretty much the question. If it's not going to put you into a spin or something, I understand.
No, that specific question would not. About 9 feet tall.
Anything in particular you can remember of it?
Sure liked shadows. Spikes maybe. I don't.
Okay.
Don't. Oh,
It's
I'm
okay.
fine.
Your voice tells me otherwise. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. I would say breathe, but I think that would be redundant.
Sometimes
Sorry.
it helps anyway.
Morbid humor.
It's hilarious.
When you've lived as long as I have, you've seen pretty much everything. Well, I guess the question then is, would you want to make an alliance with us? Because we can't get information we need through our technology.
To be entirely honest, our source at the SI has been made. So I don't know how much more information we'll be able to get.
Just because you're not in the not in the organization doesn't mean you can't get information.
I'm sure we will get some. I just don't know if we'll be able to get much more than you will at this point. Not for.
Oh,
I'm more than willing to try, Athena. Don't get me wrong. I'm just being 100% transparent.
and I appreciate that.
The simple truth is the Second Inquisition combined with the enhancements and toys of the technocracy is bigger than any specific supernatural creature. So we're going to have to be allies.
And don't forget the literal blood feud.
Yeah.
Blood feud.
Besides,
Grant Solomon, my brother.
Yeah, that's his
fucking
brother.
hates me.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'll push
Families
the
are
wings over there,
complicated.
Bo.
Families are complicated. I will tell you, though, what you're experiencing with your spirits, I believe the type of sorcery I do is in ways kind of tied to your spirits in some ways. It is, I work with the land, I work with the elements.
And you summon a spirit?
I'm not that skilled, and I'm not even sure I could with the maximum skill I could achieve.
Fair.
But I can tell you that I have felt something off with the land.
Has it
Right.
gotten worse, Kat?
Storyteller will point out, yes, it has gotten some worse.
It has gotten some worse, especially near the lot.
I think part of this might have to do with the ley lines as well. But if it's near the lot, do you think the SI have found them? Or unrelated?
Or there's another option I am conjecturing, but I do not wish to speak to at the moment because I don't have evidence. But when I get evidence, I'll make it clear.
Let me know if you need help getting the evidence.
Will do. Athena, please, I mean no disrespect, but there are things that I have not
None
informed
taken.
your people of because the less we disturb certain things, the better off we all are.
I wouldn't dream of treading in places that we should not tread.
Exactly.
So if there's, shall we say, things that are above my pay grade,
Yeah.
I understand and completely respect it. I'm more worried about the ground, the feet on the ground.
Yeah.
More than anything else.
But yes, and she'll actually extend a hand. We can make an alliance.
Right.
I actually, as a group, we have discussed this prior, that as we transition from dealing with the miscreants, that we would have to work on developing allies amongst
Agreed.
your people, amongst those that can use reality at their whims.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Karen Steelers.
That's cute. I like that.
Mm.
Yeah. And those that are possibly made of dreams themselves, and those that were once mortal and are now on the other side of the shroud.
Oy vey.
Because it impacts us all.
You're not wrong.
The
what
city
I
really is a hotbed for everything. It's
I'm a
odd.
mess.
It is odd that so much would be drawn here.
I thought in the middle of Missouri and Kansas, we'd be all here. This is not on my bingo card.
Yeah.
However, I have an idea for you all. My people happen to have people that do not, shall we say, change. Call them kinfolk.
Okay.
I do remember you guys having food trucks, yes?
Mhm.
My people, being that, well, the kinfolk are trained from birth to fight right alongside us. They are very good at information gathering. If they can somehow be hired on, maybe possibly work that way, they can help you with the information. They can work both day and night to try and secure things. And we can always get a lower ranking guru to drive a truck. So if anything was to happen,
They've got backup.
backup protection. And the SI isn't looking for kinfolk. They're looking for us.
Right.
And they don't have the smell on us like we do. And yes, I'm aware when I get wet, I smell like a dog. I got it. You know how many jokes I've heard that one before. But I'm thinking if we can turn around and get an intelligence web together to string up and possibly attack or at least gather as much information as we can, because they're not looking for kinfolk at all. I hope not. They're our secret weapon for the moment.
And I understand that information is your stock in trade, but do understand that we can, I'm not going to speak to Gwen and Bo's endeavor with the food trucks. They can handle that. But something I can offer in return is the same thing that I offered to Vladimir.
Mhm.
If you need discreet medical care,
That was part of our agreement before.
Mhm.
I do remember.
and I will uphold that as well through our alliance.
That, depending on how things go, will work wonderfully because we all know what silver does to us.
Yeah. And I
it's
have an
worth
entire
pulling it out.
household of skilled medical professionals.
That would be valuable, especially depending on how dirty they want to play.
Exactly.
I won't show my eccentric party trick, but some of us can just shift at the mere moment. And she'll let her claws grow, her fingernails grow a little bit longer for Bo and Sunday to see
Mhm.
before she just kind of moves her hand and it's back to normal. Some of us can shape at will. Some of us have to change slowly. But overall, we are here for the long haul, trying to get this thing done. If you guys are all on board, what do you need? Because I can tell you what we need.
I think I would like to think on it a little bit. I am all for an information network with you, Athena.
Perfect.
I practically mentioned one the first time we met.
Agreed. I remember that.
So we'll do the kind of looks up Bo. We'll do the food trucks. Let me do some restructuring to make sure your people are safe, just in case they've tracked it to me.
Yeah, we can with my new ventures, we can get them adjusted.
What is
With-
your new venture, may I ask?
I'm going into private chefing of the powerful and influential of the city.
Do you need sous chefs?
I mean, if you have people who need time occupied, I'm more than happy to help, but I do have a staff.
That's fine. I have people that can be integrated very quickly into yours if you need.
I think for the food trucks, we would need people that can cook too. And if we're going to take my people out of the trucks, we would certainly need people who can cook.
Sure. I have no problem. I have plenty of those. I can put those in, not a problem. And I have drivers.
I think
I have
that's
a
also
marketing.
one of those issues.
Do you need a marketing team?
Sure.
I
I'm not
do
gonna
as
say
well.
no.
Nice to know that my stock in trade's still valuable.
I am
Working for what?
opening a nonprofit.
What's a nonprofit on?
It is a shelter, resource center, and general support center for displaced and at-risk LGBTQIA people.
503 intact or no? Do you have that?
I'm working on that right now.
We'll help you.
Excellent. I also would like really good, and she looks to both Gwen, perhaps the two of you can collaborate. Really good security there.
Do you want discreet?
Yes.
I know some boner that can help you.
Excellent.
We have Athena. We should come up with a security detail plan in general. We both have strengths I'm sure the other one could utilize.
What detail do you need?
Daytime ability.
Are you all, I wouldn't assume you were all living together, but are you generally in the same area?
We have holdings in just across the border in the Missouri side. It would be good to have daytime watchers.
Are these offices or are these more just
It's
hanging out?
there's offices, there's, shops, there's a hotel, there's, businesses there.
It's primarily a business district.
Mm-hmm.
It's near the stadium.
Yes. We can give you further details.
We can set up offices, we can set up shops.
Excellent.
We
as
have
we can
buildings.
We can split the profits or,
Perfect.
60-40 or something, whatever.
Okay.
Worked out.
Discounts, just low rents, utilities. We own the building for it.
You do.
We own some.
We own some of the buildings in that area.
Nice. If we are able to, shall we say, set up shop, we can establish ourselves again, yet quietly and discreetly, and then try and gather more information.
And if there's anything else you need, particularly from a funding standpoint, let us know as well.
Oh.
I mean,
I think she's got that in the bag, though.
I think so too, but I have to offer. I don't make assumptions.
I appreciate your thoughtfulness, but my pockets are deep. Hence why I was asking you guys if you needed help, because I can do marketing for Mr. Solomon and I can do some stuff for Dr. Bokosi. That's not a problem. That way we can then benefit between your work, us taking over part of the stadium and trying to branch out and do a little bit more of a networking scheme. Because if one of us falls,
We
I have
all
a feeling we do. Like a domino.
Yep. And well, she looks to Bo. I'm not going to let that weird-ass thin blood get the better of us.
What weird-ass thin blood?
His brother.
Oh, Grant's also a thin blood.
Oh.
Who hates me?
Grant
Your family's
Solomon.
unique.
Yeah. He's the one running the Second Inquisition. And I'm...
Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah.
Shut the front door.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just hilarious to me that all his, hunters don't realize what he is. Because he's a day walker.
You know what? Propaganda's a bitch.
Yes, it is.
Propaganda can also turn around and be utilized against him. You're not particularly fond of your brother, are you, Mr. Solomon?
Oh, no.
None of us are.
Oh, good. So propaganda of scorched earth would be appropriate.
I'm not saying you are.
Mm-hmm.
Don't underestimate him. He has a tendency to retaliate tenfold.
Oh, no. I'm thinking he's probably the worst of the worst.
Oh, absolutely.
As
And he's a
humans go.
sociopath on top of it, so.
Oh, so even better human monster.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Because
can't
I
cook.
can.
And he can't cook.
That's an atrocity among all the things that are unholy. He should be strung by his feet, dipped into, I don't know, the batter that made these fried pickles.
Hear that, Grant?
And he has, I will say, like, he had placed a bug on Bo. He was at a charity event that we were all present at. And this bug, literally from the technocracy, looked like a spinner
Ah,
and moved around. To get different recordings. Yeah.
Magic
because,
cyborg bug.
because it's got more eyes and it has more ears.
Mm-hmm. And
Right.
and also I'm pretty sure one of his people, like Bo had mentioned, his people are being altered and stuff, the humans. I think one of them is pretty much a cyborg.
You know, it's a front against Gaia in its most unholy form.
Yeah. I mean, I know my people are very gifted at altering flesh and bone, but that is just weird.
I mean, I'm one for the DC universe, but when you're going that extensively hardcore into it, are we even playing this again? That just shouldn't be.
Agreed.
Please tell me they haven't started Skynet. You know where that's going.
I
It just
know
goes
where
on the
that's going.
Downhill of blowing up. Miss Booth, you've been quiet. Do you need anything?
No, I
What
don't
is
really
your
have any.
stock and change?
What is my what?
Stock and trade.
I don't really have much of a thing, to be honest.
Kick an ass.
Yeah,
Does she take names?
sometimes.
How do you kick ass?
With Mutt and
Me?
Jeff.
The brawler. Come on, you have to have some kind of skill, Miss Booth. Please, don't be shy.
I mean,
It's okay. You name it, I've probably done it, so don't worry. There's no judgment at this table.
I'm not really sure what you thought I was going to say.
Anything.
I do a little bit of everything, kind of like one of those things where you've been alone for a while, so you'll learn a lot.
Hyper independent.
Good in the garden. I know how to cook. I know my way around a space, like a city, normally.
Scout.
I can be not invisible, but quiet when I need to be.
That generally falls more into my domain.
Yeah, she's way better at it than me.
She's way better at brute force and strength, mind you. I would not want to be on the other side of your fist ever someday.
Well, if there's some places I need to be and I need somebody with a good ear and a good fist, would you be willing to go?
Oh, sure. I think I've proved a few times I can get through stone at least.
Indeed, she has.
Fair enough. I just don't want you being left out, Miss Booth. You're so quiet.
I don't like talking if I don't have much to contribute, Miss Athena.
Your presence here is saying that you can contribute. That's why I'm bringing you into the forefront for a moment.
I appreciate that.
Let you having a voice.
I think maybe with some of this stuff behind us, I'll get a chance to focus on what I'm doing here.
Can only go up from here.
I would say maybe the fights are all done, but I don't think that's true at all.
My dear Miss Booth, I've been fighting this thing for forever. It doesn't end. But you do get small reprieves and respite when you decide to take a vacation. Wait, do you guys take vacations?
I mean, we can.
Yes, I used to. Haven't in a long time, though.
When this is all said and done, I'm telling you now, I'm going down to the Caribbean. If you guys want to come with, I would be more than happy to take you all. I think we've all deserved this. Though Vlad
I
might
think
be
the Caribbean would be wasted on us.
What? What's wrong with Moonlight Beach?
Well, it's fair.
Thank you. I'm thinking of you to make sure that you all enjoy it. Wow. I can offer something and be completely rude. Hence, she'll push the fried pickles to whoever wants this can definitely have
Cat
it.
will definitely take it and dip it in the ranch and
Yeah.
crunch.
It's a front to my very existence. I don't understand why they have this. Well, this is
Fried
on
dill
me.
pickle chips. Yum.
You know what, ma'am? You can have all. If you want seconds, I will be more than happy to order more for you to take home.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Is there,
I I just have one more question.
of course.
How well do you know Vladimir?
My cousin?
Oh, well, I don't, like I said, I just met you. I don't know all the connections, and I didn't want to be rude, assuming all of your kind know each other.
Oh. He's the one who brought me over to Mr. Cozy's in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say we're in the tree of things. It's complicated. We're cousins of some sort. We really, third, fourth, fifth, after your mother's had 4 or 5 litters, it all gets convoluted.
Well, just curious.
Completely fine. I'm being as honest as I can on that one, really. We're cousins, but he's a little quirky. I mean, he's a Shadow Lord. Yeah, he likes to play with a lot of shadows and spirits.
Yeah.
That's all he wants to play with?
I mean, it sounds like he likes to play with dead things, Bo.
I mean, he's a Shadow Lord, yes.
Different
Why?
kind of spirits. But
Nothing. No reason.
Bullshit. Shall I explain to you what a Philodox is, Mr. Solomon?
I can deduce.
Are you?
Depends on the day.
Okay, well, what's a Philodox? I'm curious now. What do you think?
I'm going to take the Sunday route, and when I don't have anything to contribute, I am not going to open my mouth any further.
I'm a judge of my people. I can sense truth and lies. Is there anything I should send back to my cousin with?
No, I value my unlife more than anything you could tell him.
No,
It's
I
nothing
mean,
serious, Athena. We're just poking fun at Bo.
oh, I'm completely all about. Oh, I'm sorry. This is my poking fun at people face.
No, I got you. I'm going along right with it.
Trust me, if it wasn't, I would not be here. I don't mind. It's just I'm entertained by this, Mr. Solomon.
What I'm here for.
I mean, does
Thank you.
Vladimir like to poke fun?
Vladimir is I don't even know what his, shall we say, path runs. He's very business as usual, but you know what? For you all, I'll find out and I'll let you know.
Well, I can say there have been times where he's been a little more relaxed when we've had to meet, but it's never been truly jovial. I feel like that would be like the antithesis to what he is.
I mean, to be fair, whenever we meet with him, it's either because he has bad news or we have bad news.
True, but Yeah.
I feel like that's the same with me, unfortunately. Bad news runs amok around here.
That
We have
is true.
some good news today.
Oh,
I mean, the Sabbat are basically done.
true.
But now there's a bigger problem.
They would have been there regardless of whatever happened.
That's true. They were always there, but now,
they never end.
they never end. But yeah, I've honestly appreciate, Athena, that you were willing to meet with us and share information.
Of course.
I will do what I can to look into the things I am suspicious of regarding your spirits and the land.
That'll be appreciated.
Of course. And I'll get back to you on that as soon as I can.
Gwen and I will get back to you regarding the food trucks.
As soon as we can get them on there, as soon as we can get them going, I think the faster all of us will reap.
Kat will
information that we
actually
can get.
take out a business card, and she writes on the back the address of Sally's place, and then also cross streets for the domain, and says there's information on my business and the holdings that we hold as a group.
Okay. And she'll pull out her card for Bo and Sunday now. And Gwen and Miss.
I still have yours.
I still have your
Okay.
card, dear.
Okay. For the 503, give me all that paperwork. We'll take care of it.
Excellent. We'll do that. I'll get that. I'll get that couriered over to you.
Cool. And Mr. Solomon, if you want us to work up a full package, let me know. We can have that done by Wednesday and send it to you.
I think, yeah, if it's ready for once your people are ready to take over their portion of the operation, then by all means.
Oh, we could do that Monday. So we don't waste
Great.
much time.
Fantastic.
Okay.
And if you need an extra person to help make a door where there wasn't a door before,
I know
I got you.
exactly who to call. I appreciate that. Sometimes we're not able to touch those doors.
that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you, Athena, for dinner.
My pleasure. I wasn't sure. I thought I'd take a gamble, and I hope you wouldn't be too insulted if you couldn't eat.
No, it's perfectly fine. It allows us to maintain the masquerade.
Naturally, because why wouldn't anyone come to a place called Chicken and Pickle to not have food?
But now I've got to go play Giant Jenga.
Oh, well, I mean, if you haven't played Giant Jenga, you haven't lived.
Exactly.
Seriously. I mean, it's the best
Good thing we're
tactical.
not alive.
It's the best idea for doing practical tactical maneuvering. Have you not played it?
They have other
I know.
things, Bo. I'm sure they has something you like.
Sorry, I'm being very salty.
You are
I'm just
being
not
salty.
I am not playing giant Jenga against a surgeon.
That's
all I'm
fine.
See if I can
Go
beat her.
play
You don't
something
have to
else.
Win.
I want to see if I can beat her.
I know, right?
Will I? Probably not.
That's
but
all right.
I'm
Well,
gonna
we'll
try.
see.
Let's go play bags.
We can just see if we can make the biggest mess when we lose.
I know, right?
Oh, God.
I like your
That's could be-
attitude, Sunday.
Okay, that means I just got to watch now.
Okay.
This will be fun.
So as the group goes and steps out
To play some long
to play
games.
some long games out there in a giant Jenga that Bo is definitely not going to play. I think that's a good spot right here, everybody. We'll go to break. And after the break, we will have the rest of the finale here for the season. See everybody in 10 minutes, 40 seconds, roughly. And welcome back. No, I don't have anything witty to say that, part of a conversation because, too tired. Before the break, the coterie met with one of the local glasswalkers, Athena, who, well, she had some info that she shared, and you all shared some info, and you didn't share everything because some secrets aren't ready to be told yet. But I think you all have worked out an alliance, at least temporarily, long term, you're still worm taint. They've just got bigger problems.
There's just a bigger fish in the sea.
Hmm.
We have to team up.
So as we're opening up the second half, you all have regathered in your war room so that you can discuss as a group. Well, not just the events of tonight, but the events going into the labyrinth, what Gwen happened, all the good stuff. And I'm going to turn this over to you, the players.
So, Bo, Rashad is looking into some things for you.
Yeah. I don't remember if I mentioned my fun tunnel dream, but apparently there's a way to destroy I hate saying the word spirit now because I feel like we're crossing wires with a different kind of spirit here.
Restless?
Sure. Whatever verbiage we want to use. But
I've heard they're sometimes known as the restless dead. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's looking into how they can be destroyed without being sent into the abyss or captured or destroyed sounds so morbid too, but hopefully it's better than whatever is going on with them now.
And especially if your brother's able to utilize technocracy stuff to use them for energy. That would be a kinder fate for your mom, I think. To not have to go through that. So, Gwen, how was your excursion with Rashad?
A little boring, to be honest with you. We did nothing. Now that we've kind of like pinpointed and like watched them a fair bit, it seemed very easy to predict. And so we just kind of ran circles around them, really.
Yeah, when we went down, there was like, when we did get to Nelson, there was like no Nos around. So they must have all, whatever he had left, must have all been trying to tail you guys.
They didn't do a very good job.
I don't think he had many, to be honest. But when we went down to the labyrinth, well, we got down there and Rurik had been abandoned by his Nosferatu guide.
To no one's surprise.
Exactly. Because Nelson was an asshole. And so we found him and he journeyed with us. And we kind of got routed into something, what Bo has just called like his tunnel vision or whatever that happened. I think we actually were transported into beyond the shroud for a moment. Rurik and I were together in this, but not the other two were not. They had their own experiences. Rurik and I saw our dead oldest sister.
That sounds traumatizing.
Not as much as you would think. Basically, well, okay, let me give you a little bit of the story. There were 3 of us were cozy kids growing up. My oldest sister, Rurik, and me. My sister, the Ricozis are known, we're of a certain branch of revenants that are known to be scholars, scientists, doctors, that kind of thing. Okay? And my sister was kind of the embodiment of the curiosity that leads to learning, but can also lead you to dangerous ends. And it did for her. And my grandmother, after she had ghouled Rurik and then embraced him, one of the first things she made him do was kill her and flay her and present her skin as a trophy. I was 13 when that happened, and I wasn't there. So seeing my dead sister just reminded me she was dead. Now, what it did for Rurik, I don't know. But she basically gave us some insight into things because she is a wraith or a restless dead or whatever they call themselves. And I was able to put together that as much as I hate the things my brother did, he did them on command of my grandmother. He was bound to her.
So does that mean you're not going to kill him anymore? I'm assuming he's still alive. I don't actually know.
When we took care of Nelson, he did fight with us. He did not turn on us. And when he was going to try to diablerize Nelson, I was able to convince him of a different path. So now he has the ring that allows him ownership of the labyrinth. And he is, I believe, presently working on integrating himself into the Anarchs. I think he wants to be Baron.
And you're okay with that?
I am.
Wow.
Because we both realized we had been pawns in a grander game. And we've decided not to be anymore.
Good for you, Kat.
Thank you. Although it is interesting, Nelson had 2 very juiced up alligators.
I fucking killed him.
Bo
They were
got
jumping
all
and
the kill
shit.
shots.
He was so good.
I mean, Sunday was
I don't
tearing
know how
shit
I'm
up.
not dead. I should be dead.
You're far too
You
modest,
had a
Bo.
golden horseshoe shoved so far up your ass, Bo.
Could spit it out.
I know, right?
Speaking of that, I feel a little bad bringing this up after you told me the story of what happened to your sister and
It's fine. I ended up taking what she did, my grandmother, this heinous bitch, okay? Ludmilla Rakosi is a heinous fucking bitch. Anyway, she took that skin and made a mask from it and mounted it on her fucking wall.
well, hopefully you don't feel so bad because I did a similar thing with gators.
Perfect. But what I did the night I was embraced, I went into her apartment because she wasn't there, grabbed that skin, took it with me, and eventually got it cremated. So now my sister's ashes are on my mantle.
It makes me feel a little better. And Bo brings out the big box of shit. Okay, Sunday first for you. And he pulls out a backpack made of gator skin. Here you go.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much, Bo.
You're welcome. Also open it up. Open it up.
Oh, okay. Just hurries to open it up and take a peek.
Granted, I know you're from the South, and I'm stereotyping here, but there were some gator skin cowboy boots in there.
Oh my God. I've got something fancy to wear now.
So now when someone says you shoved a boot up their ass, you can literally
Shove a boot
so.
up their ass.
Perfect. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Bo.
Cat. Oh, here's your stuff. We got kitten heel. Feels like that's your style.
Oh, these are great. Thank you. And an ox blood dye. Oh, that's fantastic.
A bag, like a nice,
Bo, you're doing too well.
Oh, I know. And then and then a belt. And I swear to God, if you tell me anything you do with Dracula with this belt, I am not going to talk to you ever again.
So that means I tell you everything because you're going to be nosy.
I will turn my ears off. I can do that.
Thank you, Bo.
Anyway, Gwen. Okay. Oh, here we go. I had some ideas. You were very difficult, more because I had a lot of ideas. But first, some gloves. I know you don't have fingerprints, but I figure any spy should have a nice pair of gloves.
Much appreciated. I love them.
And I know we started with the knife fighting. That kind of fell off, but here's a knife with gator skin handle and a little sheath for you.
Thank you. And I still use my knife all the time. We don't travel. We don't train very much with it, but I still use it all the time.
And if Rashad were here, I got him a briefcase and some loafers. I'm not going to tell you the obscene amount of shit I had made for me. You'll see it as we go along, but
Good.
I'm not here to brag about how I killed 2 jumping alligators with a shotgun.
This is the least weird use of trophies I've ever seen.
No, it's awesome. Thank you, Bo. Did you make something nice for yourself?
That's what I said. I have too much shit for me that I'd be bragging if I went through the whole list. You'll see it. You'll see
I'll
it.
see it. Okay.
We'll see it.
These must have been quite some gators.
They were
big,
huge.
They were huge. It took
alligators.
forever to kill them. Luckily, Bo brought the shotgun. They don't do too
And
well
they
against
could
shotguns.
jump. They were leaping.
Like clearing the room leaping.
I should be dead.
I feel like that'd be like watching a turkey fly. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I know.
It's like big fucking pool noodle
Oh my
leaping
God.
across the room.
Nelson had that ability that your Ravnos friend has, where like he could create an illusion of himself, and he had it on the throne, and then he was like hiding somewhere else in the room, right? And I picked up the gator that came at me. I picked it up and literally swung it and tossed it at the one at the throne, and it went poof.
And then it jumped at me. No, don't poof my ass.
I'm so glad that you not only survived, that you had that golden horseshoe up your ass and you got all the kill shots. Okay.
Man, y'all had all the fun. I had to make some fun. I eventually called Dre so we could do some tricks on them, but still not nearly as much as what you all had. I'm glad it went so well. I'm sure you needed a fight to go like this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say Nelson, he wasn't really truly a chump. I mean, he packed a punch on me. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm surprised he held off doing that.
I think he probably was a bit hangry.
So was your brother, but that's another thing.
Yeah. I mean, and I know I kind of jumped in with the experience my brother and I had. If you guys want to share the experiences you have, you're free to. If you don't, of course, I understand they were personal. But I know with your tunnel vision, Bo, you had seen your mom.
Yeah. Oh, a major ghost death guilt trip.
Yeah.
Why'd I leave? Why am I still a boomerang ghost? The works.
Yeah.
I was happy for you, but then, all this stuff happened. You didn't come back. Nothing I don't think about constantly on a day-to-day basis. I'm pretty inoculated to it at this point. But that's what Rashad is helping me with.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Sometimes talking about it does help.
Was all that real?
I
Yes and no.
believe the ghost of my sister was actually the ghost of my sister. On that side of the realm of the shroud, she seemed truly there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
While it was a distraction, I don't think it was a trick.
Right. And I
Well,
think
what-
that it was supposed to be, that it was actually done to help us in a way. But we are not as they are, so they don't fully understand how we operate.
I think it was a piece of them, from what it sounds like anyway.
Mhm.
Because you saw your mother, right, Bo?
Yes.
And she was trapped in the loop.
I mean, no, in the vision, no, she was able to speak to me.
That's what I'm saying.
So as a
is
part of
like-
them.
Yeah,
Yes.
but not all of it. And so there's a lot more to life and death than any of us clearly know. It doesn't necessarily mean that whoever you saw is dead Sunday.
Or that they
And
are.
whatever they said might have been from their perspective, but it doesn't mean it's true. So the vision may not have been a lie, but it doesn't mean what you heard wasn't or was correct information, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I don't think
So-
we're helping her.
No, sorry.
No, you are. And also you aren't. You're trying. I didn't even know the person I saw had died. So that was news.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Are you upset they died? Sorry to be blunt. It's okay to say no.
The fact that he died didn't really change anything, but as much as he sucked. I think he just made a whole bunch of bad decisions, and it sounds like he thought he was doing the right thing. And it's a lot harder to be mad at him right now. And I don't know what to do with that.
It's okay without asking about details. It's okay for you to forgive him, but not feel like you were in the wrong. You did whatever you needed to do to get out of a bad situation, and that was right. You are not responsible for another person's choices. You are not.
Gwen is going to walk up to Sunday and just give her a hug.
Yep, Sunday, absolutely. Arms wrapped around.
Sunday seems like she could use a hug.
Thank you. It seemed a little like he blamed me for what happened to him. So
It wasn't your fault.
I can see, if he wasn't lying, how maybe it was. I grew up, how far back do I go? I left home to be with him. I loved him. I thought he loved me. But being out on our own ended up being a lot harder than I thought. I don't know if he knew what he was getting into. We sometimes had enough money to stay in crappy little motels. Sometimes we didn't. Sometimes we stayed with friends. But he stopped coming back as much. And then I thought he was with other women. And then I thought he just left. The money ran out. I got kicked out of the motel, and he still wasn't back. And so I left. I left and kept walking.
Sunday, you did what you needed to survive.
I know that.
Don't feel guilty about that. Whatever caused him to not be there, that was a choice that he made.
Wait a minute. Hang on. Shanky must be fired to hit something wrong. Hang on, give me a second. There we go. I fixed it.
Okay. But, and he may have had the best of intentions. But as they say, the road to hell is paved with them.
Sunday, even if the person I saw was a part of my mother, it wasn't all of her. It was one specific part, one emotion, one thought used to try and manipulate me there.
I don't
My
think
mother never. No. I left home when I was 18, as soon as I could. I flew to a foreign continent. There were times where I was on the street as well. Granted, it was a different situation. I'm not trying to compare our situations. My journey was different, but my mother that I saw in the labyrinth, who tried to make me feel guilty for leaving, saying I abandoned her. My mother never would have made me feel bad for following a dream. So whoever that is, it may have been a part. That part may be true, but it is a single part of a complex person who made their own choices, and it's being used to make you feel like shit. And
I also don't think that just having a single part necessarily means they're dead. That part can be pulled from anywhere. It's a vast, complicated universe. And I know you're the most optimistic of any of us Sunday. So there is still hope. But regardless, if he is dead, it's not your fault. His own choices led to his outcome, whatever that may be.
I want both of you. Okay. My sister also tried to guilt trip just a little bit. Like, she wanted me to fucking hug her. And I'm like, no, my sister's dead. Hello, rational. No. But that kind of hurt her, I think. But no, my sister's dead. Literally look at it, step back a little bit from that emotion and look at it. God, I'm going full Rakosi here on you all. Okay. Bo, you saw some part of your mother.
Yep.
That gave you the guilt trip.
Oh, I say attempted. I am
that laid it on thick. Okay.
Right.
And literally you came out of there realizing that you needed to help your mom.
Yes.
I and my brother came out of that interaction with our sister realizing both of us had been under my grandmother's thumb, and she's under the thumb of probably the progenitor. And my grandmother has been trying to make sure I'm prepared for the progenitor to take over my fucking body.
Is that new? Did y'all know that?
No, because I just learned it from that experience. So I made an educated decision with that information. and realized that not only did I need to cut those fucking puppet strings, but so did Rurik. Because my grandmother was sending him down a downward spiral to become an absolute fucking monster that I would have to destroy. So that it would tarnish my soul too.
You know how fucked things are when I'm jealous of you having Rurik as a brother?
No, Bo.
I get it.
Labyrinth?
I mean that very like
I know.
in
That's
sort
it's
of
really
humorous
fucked up.
way
It's really fucked up. But yeah, so literally, I mean, look, Rurik is what he is, and I want to see what he can be when he's not her fucking puppet. Because the brother I had before he was her ghoul and before he was her childer was not a bad brother. He wasn't perfect. Like I said, there's 3 Rakosi children. My oldest sister was the curiosity that led to dangerous ends. My brother is the ambition and the drive to succeed. I am the intellect and the ruthless fucking determination. We each had all of those things combined, but that was the thing that we were the most at. But my brother, he was my big brother, and he looked out for me when I was a kid. I was the baby sister. And I think in some way, even while he was a ghoul, he was also still trying to fight against what she was making him do to try to help me in whatever way he could. It was fucked up. So, but like Bo, you came out of it realizing you had to help your mom.
In a different way than I thought.
Than you thought. It made you think differently.
Yeah.
Sunday, yours was also meant to make you think differently too. You've been carrying around a lot of baggage and guilt. Tied to that young man.
I was mostly just mad before.
Honey, what do you think anger comes from? It's a projection of pain.
Well, there was definitely some of that.
Yeah. And maybe you needed closure. So that you can move on and become yourself.
Maybe. If I had a chance to go back and make a different choice, even knowing something might have happened to him, I don't think I would.
Exactly. Because you know, deep in here, you made the right choice for you. And it didn't include him.
You're a strong, independent woman, Sunday. And you know this about yourself.
I am now.
Own it.
It was always there.
I don't know about that, but
Might have been hidden from view for a while, but it was always there.
Can I ask something? I guess for all of you, why would it help? Why would the labyrinth try and help you?
well, it wasn't just to keep us, because it just let me go.
And I would say the progenitor is was using his power, but I don't think he would have given you the realization about becoming his body, because that would
No, because I
clearly
think
not
that was
go
my
well.
sister doing that. Again,
Yeah.
not in accordance. I think they were sent there to distract us, but they ended up doing their own thing.
So you don't think the help was intentional? You think it was just happened?
I think it happened. It was intentional on the spirit, the ghosts. Not the one control, not the one who sent
all
them.
3 spirits had the exact same intention?
Because they didn't want us trapped there.
But if something's powerful enough to send a spirit, gotta be powerful enough to control it.
Maybe not.
It's
If
an
it's
interesting
asleep.
theory.
I don't think if I were summoning a spirit, and granted this wasn't me, to try and distract someone, I wouldn't pick one that would intentionally help. Like Sunday, I'd pick your daddy.
I'm going to be very real. If the progenitor knows anything about revenant families, there ain't a single one he could bring back for Rurik and myself that wouldn't try to help us.
Jake,
And this might be questions that
um,
we need to bring up with Rashad.
Jake kind of maybe alluded to the place we were in being made by him, someone whose name he couldn't say, or else it would get his attention.
Yep, that sounds like the progenitor.
So
Place wasn't made by
it
the progenitor.
sounds
though.
like he didn't know it was happening then.
I think we were supposed to just get trapped there. And because it tied into the realm of the ghosts, they were able to visit.
Theoretically, if we really wanted to find out, Rurik controls it now. He might be able to figure something out with it.
Perhaps. Perhaps. Or he would allow me to bring Rashad in to study the shit.
Yeah, he would either he could tell just from
Being able to control it.
or he could give us access to investigate further if
Mhm.
we wanted to know,
Mhm.
if we think it's important.
Perhaps.
And there's the vast library.
Mm-hmm.
There might be, even not a direct answer, an indirect path.
I know that the labyrinths, I learned this from Mirsha, that the labyrinths that Zelios makes, he combines like ley line magic, even some stuff from beyond the shroud with it. So it's possible that with that conglomerate of materials used, that it could be altered in a way with significant power to do what it did. I think it was there to either, now I don't think it was there to necessarily trap us, but I think it was there to keep us occupied long enough for Nelson to try to prepare.
I mean, he did know we were coming.
Yeah.
I don't get why he'd help you then. Why provide any positive with it?
I don't think he intended that at all. I don't think he had any control over the actual ghosts.
I don't know.
But
It seems like maybe it was a space that something kind of filled in.
yeah, exactly.
But 3 different somethings that wanted the
Tied to
exact
our
same
emotions,
thing,
tied
that
to
wanted the
us.
exact same thing,
Not doing the exact same thing. It was different things, but it
but they
was
wanted you to all learn a lesson. Not all spirits
to
would care
get
about
free
that.
of that realm.
Why did you have to learn a lesson to get free?
I don't know. It's the rules of the realm, I guess.
I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me.
You ask wonderful, brilliant, beautiful questions, Gwen. I don't always have answers, but we can try to look into it.
I don't think we had to learn the lesson to get out because Jake seemed to think there was a time limit.
Maybe there was. Maybe there was a time limit, basically, to keep us busy while Nelson prepared. And then those ghosts took advantage of that.
So if Nelson was just doing it to keep us occupied, why not keep it up? Why not keep us stuck there?
It wasn't Nelson doing it. He didn't have that kind of power.
I think we're missing something. We're speculating. None of us
Again,
have any idea.
I feel like it's worth bringing in the spirit expert in
Yeah.
Rashad.
I do.
If we want to know.
Mhm.
If we don't think it's worthwhile and it's just
No,
the past,
we can absolutely look into it. We can look into it.
regardless, if it's the progenitor's doing, we should probably know. Until we rule that out.
Yeah.
And who knows what your brother's going to learn as keeper.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I wonder just how pissed off Grandma Ludy's going to be. How
He's
long
got
it'll
the
take before her fat ass comes over to Kansas.
He's got the ultimate hidey hole now.
Yes, he does.
Good luck finding him.
The outer door to your haven, you can hear it because you're in the war room. You hear it crash open.
All right.
Not visitors.
I'm going to rouse for toughness.
Wing goes invisible in unseen passage. Or
I'm gonna use
silence of death.
I'm going to use clairvoyance.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. The toughness for Sherzies.
Bo?
I'm using willpower.
Okay.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
7 with a crit.
Dang.
Or not with a crit. 7, no crit. Mirsha is standing just beyond the door, blood tears streaming down his face. He does not look the way you remembered him.
I'm relaying this as...
And Kat's immediately running out of the war room.
Oh, okay.
Mirsha's standing there. His face has a much crueler look than what every other time you've seen him.
What is this?
Slightly disheveled. Blood tears are still streaming down his face. My Naomi. My Theo. They're dead. Only my Stefan made it out. They killed them. They succeeded, but that thing killed 2 of them first. What did you send them into? What was that thing?
I had told you what they were doing to people.
My Naomi, my Theo are dead.
I am sorry for your losses.
What is your brother, Mr. Solomon?
Come in, please.
And as he moves, you see his gait has shifted. It's a lot more striding.
She will offer a hand to him if he takes it.
He looks at it, and his eyes narrow a bit, and he shakes his head just softly.
Can Gwen tell by looking at him if he's fallen back, like, into who he was or what his prior relationship
insight.
was with this beast?
Wits insight? Resolve insight even, if anyone wants to roll that one? Dice going every which way. Tell this is Gwen's bag for sure.
That's a crit too.
6 with a crit.
No, it doesn't. When it's a willpower crit, it doesn't math right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 8 with a crit.
Yep, 8 with a crit. This is not the same Mirshire you've seen every other time. His face has a completely different countenance to it. It is a lot harder, a lot more cruel. The way his eyes peer through people, as if whenever he looks at somebody, he's evaluating. What
Gwen gets in like a defensive position.
is he?
Brings him into the war room so that if anyone coming into the hotel doesn't actually fucking see him.
He follows.
My brother. I wish I could say he was my antithesis, but that would be giving myself too much credit. He's a bloodhound with blinders on. He is envy. He is rage. More practically, he is a thin blood.
But he's also
He-
been augmented.
He's a mongrel. Cur. I locked away a part of myself. Kept it there. Never in 500 years has anyone killed 2 of my hunters at once. The door is open. And you see his hand drop, and there's a sword, black as night, in his hand. I'm going to kill your brother. You can either help me or fall with him.
I'll help any way I can. But I beg you. I beg you. Do not underestimate him.
I've underestimated him once. That is why I lost my Naomi, my Theo. You don't understand when I say lost, they're gone.
I understand better than anyone.
Not their bodies, their spirits are gone.
I understand better than anyone.
I will not underestimate him,
Okay, then.
but I will
Yes, I will
carve
help
a
you.
path through anyone standing in the way.
Won't be me standing in your way. Bo's just keeping that gaze now.
Yes, Katerina, the dragon, son of the dragon, is back.
Kat's just looking at him with her arms crossed.
Is he talking about himself?
Yes.
You do not know what the name Dracul is?
No. I was going to swing by the library.
Meet
but-
Vlad Tepes. Dracula.
Son of the dragon. My father was Dracul, the dragon.
Okay. Well, none of us are really going to stand in your way because we don't much like Grant either. We were probably going to get on to talking about how to kill him next.
It was on our agenda.
Then we will kill him together. do not blame you for what you sent them against. Hubris has always been one of my failings. But it will not stand. I'll tear this city down if I have to.
Well, let's not start with that.
No, I don't think we have enough spikes for me to impale everyone in this city.
That creates quite the scene.
But it is effective.
Yeah, a little overkill for going after one guy, though.
One
It's really not.
guy. That thing shot beams of light that burned my hunters out of existence.
From where?
Their shoulder.
Well, that's weird.
My Stefan will find him. As best he can.
He has to sleep sometime.
Does he, though?
About that.
It will be more difficult without my Naomi. She was the one who usually found them. I apologize for your door. It has been so long since the beast was free. It is difficult to control at the moment. It will take me a little time to get used to this again.
We are not your enemy.
No, even angry as I am, I know this. If I felt you were my enemy, you would have already tasted my blade. And it would have tasted you.
You can put it away, you know.
And you can see him struggling with the thought before the blade just kind of fades away. And you all are watching him. You see that the ring on his finger returned all of a sudden. The ring with the black stone, it's back on his hand. You didn't realize it was gone when the sword was out.
Gwen only just now leaves her defensive position and drops.
Cat's still standing there
Oh.
by his side, just kind of looking at him with her arms crossed. Grief is hard. I know this. And as much as you have endured, it's one hell of a burden. You are stronger than this, Vlad Tepes.
The beast rages so loud now that he's free.
And chain it back up. Show it who is master.
Trust a Rakosi to give that advice.
I wouldn't be true to my own nature if I didn't.
Were you a Basarab, you would tell me to chain it with violence. But you're not, are you?
No, I'm not the Basarab.
Neither am I. I am Draculesti.
Yes, you are. The masters.
Mirsha is dead.
Understood. You can be yourself, but still be master of yourself.
warn any you care about to not get in the path of Vlad Tepes when he goes for his prey. That is not a threat. That is helpful advice.
You should not be alone. Tell me their stories tonight.
Which ones?
All of them, if you can.
Where's Stefan?
Hunting? Looking for him. He can't use the methods that my Naomi did, so he must search the old way. I can tell you their stories from all the way at the start, when they were mortal, when they loved me, when they swore an oath to me. And after their first death, when I released them from their oath, and out of love, they refused. Not because they were bound, because they were not. I never bound them. But because of who I was. And he begins to tell you 500 years of lives.
At some point, she would offer hospitality to him. She would arrange for a suite for him at the hotel, where he would be safe. But as anyone had to leave, she would offer to stay, to let him continue his stories so that he can get them out. And then she would let him rest.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll, Bill. Before he rests, he actually takes from inside of his jacket pocket soil to spread around. Because he is old school and must sleep in the land of
Yes, he must.
his birth. Still. What are you looking for with your premonition, Bo?
I think he's just thinking about his family. Like, his mom and his father are on his mind. And then after what was just, discussed about his brother, I think that's probably top of mind.
What starts as a song of sadness, funeral dirge, builds slowly from a dirge and layer after layer into screams of rage and a crescendo of violence that I don't think Bo has ever heard expressed in music or in life. There's an edge to the music where the music itself, you can feel the pain in it, but the violence is honed by that pain. And you know by the music that's coming there will be many deaths as a result of it. And it escalates until it's deafening in your ears. And as it fades, the only thing you get at the end of it, you hear a laughter. First non-music you've heard in it. It is a laughter you have heard briefly once before in a vision in the Carpathian Mountains. Do you tell anyone of this one? This night?
This would have happened when he was off by himself.
Okay. So I think this is a good spot to end the season, don't you? Thank you to our players and our wonderful guest, Junie Von Esch, tonight. Shit is in motion now. I predict the Second Inquisition's days are numbered. Though Vlad Tepes has never been one that cared about secondary casualties or innocent bystanders.
Yeah, Cat's gonna have to be his conscience. This is gonna be rough.
Thank you to the players for this amazing season, by the way. XP tonight is 5 XP as we round up the season. And now, before we go into the schedule, everybody, look, the season is over. We're going to be taking a week or two break. The full Chronicle comes back. I got to look at my calendar real quick. The full Chronicle comes back on the 11th. But going to let y'all know there will be an intermission episode on the 4th. A week before the whole cast comes back.
Mm-hmm.
There will be intermission. I don't know all the details of the intermission, but I know 2 scenes in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be talking to the cast if anyone else in the cast wants to add scenes to the pile. But there's already 2 scenes planned for an intermission. So you'll get a surprise before the season starts. Story. Thank you, everyone. Please, everybody, join us on the Discord. And once again, I'm sorry for the slow start. vMix, it was all working, but it refused to actually connect to Twitch to stream. So I've got to troubleshoot why it didn't want to go to Twitch, even though it said it would. It even said it started, but it never started, and then it just would stop. So I'll be researching that, but that's why we did a dry run, and I had OBS still handy. So please join us on the Discord. It's where we cast this show. All of our shows come from, especially as Mama's going to come into our schedule here shortly. You're going to find out our new show that also came from our Discord. We do Zoom Hangouts. We did one last weekend. There
is an active casting call still.
Yeah, there's guests looking for Call of Cthulhu. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Tiss is looking for some Call of Cthulhu players for Saturday afternoons to play guests with her. She loves getting her guests in, and I'll be honest, if the guests do well and she's got a story idea for them, sometimes they end up full cast members, like Urini did. Like, I believe, matter of fact, so did Inkblood Demon. A number of her cast were guest players that became players. There may be a Zoom hangout tomorrow night because we did one last week, but this is a week we don't have a stream on Saturday. So there's a good chance there'll be one. I don't know if it'll go as long as last week because that shit went on until like 4 a.m. But there should be one, we're hoping. So please join us on the Discord for all that. Hop over to our YouTube to catch all our back episodes. You want to see what, has led up to the change that now has multiple people at the table saying, I think I might need to add Dracula to my to-do list. Now that he's not Mirsha.
Oh, God. Yeah, no, see, as I said in Zoom chat, Mirsha was a bit of a fascination for Kat, but he was almost like too soft. This is what Kat thinks is hot. And Gwen might think he's hot, too.
Yeah, Gwen thinks he's hot now. in a romance novel, it would have to be like the enemies to lovers thing. So he's still way, way too fucking powerful.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's going to happen in a Shanky game. So it's not going to happen. But this is where player heads at.
I will say, this is Dracula you're talking. He will hook up with both of you individually or at once. He's Dracula. On top of being the Lord he is and the commander he is.
Yeah.
If all the lore around Dracula is also
Womanizer.
He loves to express physical affection.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's there's consent lines to be drawn here that the players would have to agree to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. That's up for y'all to decide. But yeah. So please catch our back episodes of this. Let's see, Hidden City, Queen's Gambit.
So much stuff. Y'all.
Jesus Christ. We're getting closer and closer to 600 videos on our channel.
Mm-hmm.
We've got so much shit on there, everybody. Or if you want to see some D&D 5e or Call of Cthulhu, London Esoteric Society.
And 7C.
And 7C now. That's right. There was a good 7C miniseries over there. So you should go check that out too. You want to see some amazing content creators. One of them right over here. What you got going on, Mischievous Red?
Hi, yeah. I sometimes stream on my own channels on Sundays. Life's been a little hectic lately, so I haven't in the last couple of weeks, but hopefully I should this weekend. But to really know for sure, join the Discord and you can see when I or any of the other friends go live.
Yep, you should do that. We got Sunday Booth down there, Jenna Thieves, who streams on DM Daddy RPG. Tell everybody what you got going on.
On Thursdays, we've got an Everyday Heroes Ghostbusters game. And on Sundays, we've got a Werewolf Fifth All the House Rules game set in the Bayou. And coming late April, early May, we will have a vampire game as well.
You're going to get you some vampire in there.
Yep.
Woo!
V20 or V5?
20.
Awesome.
That's what my next one's going to be, is a V20 game, just so I can show I can do them both.
Mm-hmm.
And God knows.
I've done a V5 already, so might as well.
You might as well do them both. And God knows I've put so many hours into getting all the WAD stuff into Foundry, I might as well use it all. So you can also pop over to Ravnos Archon's channel. He's back to streaming more regularly than he was. You should check him out.
3 nights a week.
Yeah, check him out. He's got his D&D game his vampire game that alternates between Cam and Anarch. I can't talk. See, my tongue is just fucked up now. He's also got his 7C game.
That's what happens when you play Dracula.
It is, isn't it? Even I'm going, Dracula. I mean, I'm straight, but it's Dracula. I don't think I could resist that powerful Dracula.
Yeah.
It's Dracula. You can also pop over to Junie Von Esch. She is our, Athena here tonight. She's also our resident storyteller for Werewolf, and she runs the Chicago Hidden City that will be back on the 22nd, as you saw in the movie trailers. She does Stitch and Bitch on her channel. She made, they were cat butts, pretty much. Sorry, that's what they were.
They're cat coasters. They have ears, the body, and the tail.
The cat butt coasters. That's what I'm going to call them, cat butt coasters. So you should check out her channel. Of course, you can pop over to Rerolls. He wasn't with us. He's got some real life stuff he's dealing with. But, while Zoom chat is getting interesting, I'll comment on that out of game. You can't let that happen here. By the way, if you want to get some studio merch, Relyn is drinking tonight from her Cats to Do the List cup.
It's really hard to see because I got it in silver, but it's also available in white, so I might have to get a white one so I can show it on stream. But on here is the Cats to-do list. And it says Cats to-do list, kick ass, checked, take names, checked, be a dragon, checked, Dracula, not checked. And on the back is the McStabber Studios logo.
So that's on our merch store. Trust me, we still haven't gotten a payout from it because, we buy it if you want. We're not one of those channels that, screams, look, we got new merch, get new merch, merch. No,
Yep. Let me actually put the link to this.
Yep. She can put the link in there. Thank you, Astral.
Thank you, Astral. I didn't have my cursor in the right window.
I hate when that happens.
I know.
I have that problem all the time. That's just the story of my life. My cursor was in the wrong window.
Screens, y'all.
So, and please, everybody, so, bits and donations, they go to the players, not to the studio. It's a way for you to give something back to the players for, all the hard work that goes into this stream. None of them knew Dracula was showing up tonight. As always, they coordinate some things with each other.
I had kind of pitched to Shanky that it might be good to get an update from him.
Yeah, I already planned that ahead of time. I've rolled some dice, and turns out Mirsha's Hunters versus a plasma cannon, increased reflexes and senses cyborg didn't go as well as Mirsha hoped.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah, but one's dead. Now there's only one left.
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to bring in some mages.
Oh, yeah.
Surprise, there'll be a mage guest player next season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say who it is, but he's the goat, so you'll get to see him as, in here. Somebody who knows that. Some people know that reference. So, and if you want to give something to Studio Look, you can subscribe on Twitch, gets rid of the ads, which is nice. Or you can pop over by Mama a Coffee. Mama a Coffee. I cannot talk. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I'll be mommy. I'll be daddy. It's fine.
Get her a coffee. Or, look, money's tight. The economy's fucking uncertain as shit. It's crashing. Who knows what the hell's going on.
I'm scared to look at my retirement account.
Yeah, so you can pop over to YouTube and support the channel for free. Like the video, comment on video, subscribe to the channel. You don't even have to watch the video fully. Just click on the video, watch it for like 3 seconds, make a comment. There you go. It helps. And now I can turn it over to Mama for the schedule.
Yes. So thank you, everyone, for joining us for this season finale. It was a little bit of everything, wasn't it? Coming up over the next week, we have tomorrow. Call of Cthulhu is back for the Saturday afternoon stream, but I will tell you, the UK has not hit daylight savings time yet because they don't do it until the last Sunday of this month. So it will be at 4 p.m. I think. Yeah, 4 p.m. Eastern, I believe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. I was trying to do math in my head and my brain is just not mathing. So anyway, 4 p.m. Eastern tomorrow is Call of Cthulhu 7E London Esoteric Society. Join Tiss and her group of intrepid investigators as they do all the sus-ass shit that they really shouldn't be doing, but they're doing it and they're learning all that Cthulhu mythos and going crazy. So yeah, join them for that. There will be no stream for the double feature on Saturday for tomorrow evening. Hidden City doesn't return this week. It returns next Saturday. And then, of course, on Wednesday, we have the premiere of our new Mage Chronicle, 8 p.m. Eastern. Ravnos Archon is back as Mage Storyteller because he's in every Wednesday stream.
I'm telling you, we chain him to a desk on Wednesdays. We blackmailed him into being in every Wednesday stream.
And if you were here at the start, you saw the promo for it. It is me. It is myself. It is Maddox. It is Antera and Evie Eternal as the core cast for that chronicle. So do join us as we kick that off. It is set in 2018 in Miami. So it's more modern than the last Mage Chronicle was. And we will see what these disparate mages get into. Mm-hmm. And then on Friday, there's no stream because we're going to be doing a cast chat that's not streamed.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking at it. We got, we'll be taking, the whole cast will be off for 3 weeks other than the intermission that I'll be doing on the third one. And then we'll be back on the 11th of April for season 5. Oh shit. Things have gone pear-shaped in Kansas City. I'm sure Bo is fine with that vision. It's not the worst thing he's seen so far being in this city.
It's new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's Tuesday. Premonition for Bo.
Yep. And as always, everybody, as we end these streams, I want to tell you something. Please take mental health seriously. Take your mental health seriously and the mental health of others seriously, please. A lot of people are not okay. Stress is high for a lot of us. Me in particular, I've got a lot of stress. And let me tell you, it takes a toll on people's mental health. So check in on those around you. Please make sure they're okay. And if you're not okay, reach out to your support network. But if you feel you can't, because I do understand it's tough to feel like you want to share with people that are around you because you know they have their own problems and you don't want to add to theirs. In chat, there's a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There'll be a professional on the other end of the line. And I beg of you, if you are in crisis, please contact one of those numbers. And I know it's tough when you're in crisis to run over to McStabber Studios and log in and watch one of the videos to get all the numbers. So remember, just findahelpline.com. Put in your country. You can be anywhere in the world, and you'll find out the support lines for your country. And that's an easy one to remember. Find a helpline. Please. And now we can turn it over to Mama for her hellfire and brimstone, because let me tell you, shit is fucked up right now.
Y'all, get your fucking shots. Yeah, get your fucking shots.
We have a measles case to Maryland now. Yay!
Hey. Yeah. Get your fucking shots. It's going to be great when polio makes a comeback. Fucking get your shots. Take your meds, drink your water, get some sunshine when you can. Days are starting to get a little longer now that we've switched to daylight savings time in the U.S. Yeah, does suck waking up when it's still pitch black, but that'll change soon enough. But yeah, and lastly, yeah. Here in the U.S., the regime just doing their shit, man. Yeah. Go to 5calls.org. Give your fucking congresspeople hell. Just make it part of your morning routine. Enjoy your preferred beverage, breakfast, and just go to 5calls.org and give them hell. Yeah. Seriously. Gutting the Department of Ed. Firing veterans left and right. Ignoring court orders.
The spokeswoman for the White House was complaining today that, the judge, there's been 15 different injunctions hit against the White House already. And I'm like, well, if you quit criming, you won't get injunctions.
I mean, and they're just ignoring them. Yeah. Stripping away funding for things like disability services, Medicaid, Medicare, veteran services. Yeah. Go to 5calls.org. Give your congresspeople hell.
All of them.
Protest if you can. Please be safe about it. If there's protests that you're going to, please be safe. Cause good trouble, y'all. Let them know the will of the people.
I can never condone violence, but fuck Musk.
Yeah. But he ain't the only one. And so give them hell. Make their lives utterly fucking miserable. Said with all sincerity, y'all have a good night.
And I do thank everyone for coming for season 4. This has been an interesting season, isn't it? Y'all dealt with the Sabbat. Congratulations. Now comes the real fight.
Oh, yeah. This is going to get fun.
Mm-hmm.
We might die.
Hey. But go out swinging. That's your vampires. Go out swinging.
Go out swinging. You take as many down as you can with
That's right. Thank you, everyone. We will see you next time. Good night.